Have you ever wondered what an icon, a legend, a legacy, a pop star, and a tight end all have in common? They all got this season's updated COVID-19 shot to help better protect them against recent variants.
Got it.
Got yours?
Good day, Professor. It is interesting to know about Pfizer, isn't it? This is the content of our presentation. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Pfizer, a powerhouse in the research-based pharmaceutical industry. Pfizer is founded in 1849 by two German cousins named Charles Pfizer and Charles Erhardt in USA. Pfizer's journey began with the manufacturing of chemicals, making a significant breakthrough with santonin, an effective and antiparasitic. Notably, in 1990, they introduced citric acid, a key ingredient in Coca-Cola and other soft drinks. During the World War II, Pfizer made a monumental impact by mass-producing penicillin, a life-saving antibiotic. The company expanded rapidly, acquiring Warner Lombard in 2000 and Wyeth in 2009, making it the world's fast-growing pharmaceutical firm. In 2012, the Pfizer entered animal health field, further diversified their portfolio. Recently, they developed the vaccine for COVID-19 in collaboration with BioNTech. Nevertheless, in 2022, Pfizer acquired several pharmaceutical companies and expanded their production line. Over the decades, Pfizer has introduced revolutionary pharmaceuticals across various therapeutic areas. Pfizer has a diverse range of products including medicines, vaccines, biologics, and medical services. They cover multiple therapeutic areas such as cardiovascular, metabolic diseases, nerve system disorders, oncology, anti-infectives, inflammation, and immunology. With headquarters in New York, USA, Pfizer boasted a significant global presence with manufacturing sites and research and development centers across North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, the Middle East, and Africa. Now let's move into stakeholder analysis of Pfizer. Understanding Pfizer's stakeholder dynamics is crucial for sustainable growth and their overall success. For Pfizer, there are several stakeholders which are shown in the left diagram. The stakeholder map, which is displayed in right side of the slide. It's visually outlines key stakeholders, categorize them by their level of influence and their level of interest. Stakeholders with high influence and high interest require close management and active engagement. Stakeholders with high interest but low level of interest need to be kept informed and consulted regularly. Suppliers and competitors who have high influence on company operations must be engaged and motivated through strong leadership and positive work environment. Non-patient general public and environmental associations with low influence and low interest should be monitored and their concerns addressed to maintain good corporate citizenship and public trust. Now let's see how Pfizer interacts with its various stakeholders using PESTEL analysis framework. This diagram highlights key stakeholders and their expectations across different PESTEL factors. Political stakeholders such as government and industrial associations influence Pfizer through regulations and policies. These stakeholders ensure company operations with the legal and political framework of each region. Economic stakeholders, their primary concern is Pfizer's financial performance, looking for stable growth and return on their investment. Social stakeholders encompass the general public and indigenous communities. They focus on Pfizer's social impact. particularly contribution to public health and ethical business practices. Technological stakeholders like healthcare technologies, R&D partners, and academic institutes, they collaborate with Pfizer on research and development. Their partnerships drive innovation and development of new therapeutic areas. Environmental stakeholders, including NGOs and environmental associations, are concerned with Pfizer's environmental footprint and sustainability practices. Legal stakeholders consist of regulatory authorities who ensure Pfizer adheres to all relevant laws and regulations, monitoring compliance and upholding industry standards. Now let's move further with Ash.
Hi, Professor. My name is Asdeep Singh, and today I'm going to discuss a little part of Western analysis of Pfizer, that is the political and economic one. So, start from the regulatory environment. There are some rules and regulations in every government. So they make sure that every pharmaceutical company follows this to provide best services and the safe products to their customers. And another thing is the economic conditions. Before investing another country, so the companies make sure what are the economic conditions are there. There are some recession, inflation, what's going on. So they're not going to lose their money at there. Briefly discuss these things. Let's move to the next slide. Yeah, there's some political factors. So, as I said, there's some new rules and regulations in every government, and it's completely unpredictable what the decision is going to be in the next term. For example, in this term, Pfizer spend some more money for some new invention. They put some more money and the time, but in the next term, another government completely refused that idea and they banned that product. So, whatever the time and the money they invest in that, it's going to be completely waste. Another thing is the corruption one. In 2019, during the Corona pandemic, and some of the formulas of some big firms they invent are completely leaked on a black market, and some small players get a benefit from them. They use that formula and make up similar products and sell it at a cheaper prices to compete these big brands. So at that time, it's also affect the company's image as well as their revenue. Let's move to the next one. Yeah, here is the economical factors. So each nation have their different economical conditions. For example, in developed countries, have people are willing to pay more to get a better services and the treatments. And a country like America, people are getting some more services and products. For example, some vitamins. These are that are not mandatory for the body to have it in every day, but they are having and they are willing to pay more just to have their and enjoy their healthy physique. On the other side, country like sub-Saharan African, there is some small community. They cannot afford their basic needs, so they cannot afford the expensive treatments. So the companies, Pfizer companies, approach is different for these people. For example, they are charging more for the US citizens, but they are providing cheaper or some free medicines uh, to the poor in the sub-Saharan one. So their approach is different, and they are not going to invent or going to manufacture more factories in the sub-Saharan one because of the crisis. So this is how their approach. But how these economical factors can affect a company's growth, that's going to discuss in the next slide. Here's a term: inflation and recession. In inflation, it means that there is more money in the market. If there is more money in the market, so the raw materials and manufacturing production gonna be so high. So it is difficult for manufacturer companies like Pfizer to cut down the manufacture of unit to the level so the middle class people can afford that, and so it's gonna be a big challenge for them. On the other side, when there is a recession going on, there is some short money, or like a shortage of money in the market, and the people are looking for some cheaper treatments or medicines so they can survive at that environment. So these two terms are completely defined how this can affect a company's growth. So that's all.
Good morning, everyone. Let's talk about social and technological factor. In the first slide, we are discuss about social analysis. Let's start by talking about Pfizer and its relationship with our aging population. As we can see in the figure 1, as people get older, they tend to face more health issues. Pfizer is a company that is well aware of this and offer a variety of medicine to help manage this health concern. Next, let's discuss Pfizer commitment to ethical behavior and social responsibility. In the figure second, the company has put in place several programs to ensure they conduct their business in an ethical and responsible manner. This commitment is not just important for the company image, but it's also important for the gaining trust for consumer and the stakeholders. Lastly, on the social front, we are seeing a growing awareness of health issues, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic. This has led to the increased demand for vaccine and medicine, and the Pfizer has been at the forefront of meeting of this whole demand. Next, in this slide, we will discuss about technological analysis of Pfizer's. Moving to the technological aspects, Pfizer is a company that heavily invests in research and development. They are constantly looking for a new drugs and discovery and developments, and they are not just doing it in the traditional way. They are leveraging cutting edge technology like artificial intelligence and machine learning to make their process more efficient and effective. Move to the biotechnological development. As we can see in the table, they are exploring something called gene therapy. Imagine if we could treat disease by tweaking our genes and the tiny bits of code in our cells that indicate how our bodies function. It is like fixing a typo in a recipe to get a disease right. Pfizer is at the forefront of the exciting field, working on a therapies that could potentially treat a wide range of disease for heart disease and the diabetes. Secondly, Pfizer is a personalized medicine. We all know that everyone is unique, and so is our response to medicine. Pfizer is developing treatment for tailor of individual patient. This means like uh, the right treatment for the right patient at the right time, maximizing effectiveness and the minimizing side effect. Largely, they are creating what's known as biological. They are medicine made for living organism, and they are designed for the target diseases in every specific way. It is like using a precision guide missiles instead of a sledgehammer. Finally, Pfizer is undergoing of digital transformation. They are adopting digital technology to enhance their business operation. One of the best example is the implementing of telemedicine, which allows doctor and the patients to have a consultations remotely. This is not only make healthcare more accessible, but also more convenient.
Hi, Professor. I'm going to talk about the environmental and legal factors. In today's global landscape, the pharmaceutical industry faces increasing scrutiny regarding its environmental impacts. Therefore, let's look into the strategies used by Pfizer, which mainly are classified into dealing with climate changes and sustainable practices. Under dealing with climate changes, Pfizer has pursued goals which are reduction of greenhouse gas emission by 46% and use of 100% renewable electricity by 2030. By 2025, they want to lower commercial transport emission and encourage 64% of suppliers to set science-based target. Under sustainable practices, they look into recycling, reusing, and repurposing of their products. They have reduced landfill waste since 2019. Efforts to reduce overuse of water is made to prevent water scarcity. Pfizer gives recognition to its competitors for their sustainable practices. They aims to reduce environmental impact across the product life cycle. They participate in antimicrobial resistant industrial alliance to ensure no significant concentration by 2025. They also engage in pharmaceutical product stewardship work group and medication education and disposal service for disposal of their unused products. Table 1 presents data on climate change metrics, especially focusing on carbon emission and renewable electricity usage from 2019 to 2022, along with future goals for 2025 and 2030. Table 2 shows data on water usage and waste management from 2019 to 2022. Talking about the legal factors, Pfizer operates under national and international regulations. Particularly, they follow the US Food and Drug Administration FDA guidelines as per Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act of 1938. The act mentions that all the products needs to get approval before distribution. Quality evidence is necessary for cosmetics, foods, medical devices, and drugs. Otherwise, FDA can seize the unsafe products. Advertising regulation says all the guidelines, risks, helplines, etc. should be mentioned clearly or FDA can revoke biased ads. Regarding corruption, Pfizer follows the guidelines of US Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. To conclude, we would say Pfizer commits to lawful competition and maintains integrity in all operations. Thank you.
To my colleagues for such robust introduction and analysis to the project topic. My name is Imabon Kingsley Achibong. Now let's move to our strategic recommendation for Pfizer. This recommendation are designed to enhance Pfizer market position, drive innovation, and ensure long-term sustainability. Let's go into it. Portfolio diversification. Let's discuss it in-depthly. To stay ahead in the competitive pharmaceutical industry, Pfizer must go beyond mainstream drugs. We cannot overemphasize it. They should leverage on the new trends. They should also help themselves and help us by reducing risk. How is this going to be done? By including this gene therapy, customized made drugs, by looking for what is going on in the market right now, what is going on in the world right now, what are the trends, what are the emerging healthcare consumer trends, how do we reduce this risk? That is something we recommend for Pfizer to take notice of and to work towards. And then we focus on environmental sustainability. In today's world, sustainability is not just a trend, but a necessity. And this cannot be overemphasized. Pfizer should look for a way and adopt circular strategies. They should also ensure that they set ambitious sustainability targets, establish a clear, ambitious goal, minimize environmental risk, so enhance reporting. I mean, nobody wants to work with people that do not have good public image. Nobody wants to work with people that they do not trust. Nobody wants to work with people that are not transparent. So we encourage Pfizer when it comes to environmental sustainability, they should try as much as possible to adopt circular economic strategies, set ambitious, sustainable targets, enhance excellent reporting. Right now, let's go into digital transformation and global expansion. Embracing advanced technologies and expanding Pfizer global footprints will help them a long way. Incorporating digital technology, the use of AI and machine learning cannot be overemphasized. Look at companies like Johnson & Johnson. Look at companies like Novartis. They have gone way ahead with embracing this artificial intelligence, working on machine learning. We recommend Pfizer to do same. We recommend Pfizer to integrate digital health solutions, improve patient outcome, market reach, telemedicine capabilities is very important. And we are here to recommend these things to Pfizer, as well as global market presence. I mean, let's just strengthen their position in developed nations, manufacture drugs locally, and establish strategic alliances. They should be able to make sure that people are able to access this medication. People are able to afford it in such a way that it will boost their business and it will help them to be globally expanded. Looking at social responsibility and ethical practices. Another crucial aspect is social responsibility and ethical business practices. To enhance its credibility and trust among stakeholders, Pfizer should not take this for granted. They should improve their credibility. They should strengthen ethical standards and increase corporate social responsibilities activities to enhance reputation and stakeholder trust. They should try as much as possible to make their communication very clear and concise. When people have good communication, clear ones, people are able to know what is the next step to make. People are able to make informed decisions. People are not just following the trends. They know, okay, they are well informed. They know what they are going into. And Pfizer should try as much as possible to mitigate legal and regulatory risk. Nobody wants to be associated with people that they know that they're at risk. Pfizer should try as much as possible to track their compliance level. They should try as much as possible to ensure adherence to FDA and international laws to avoid any criminal liability and reputational damage. There's no company that wants to be involved in any reputational damage. It's bad for the company, it's bad for the investors, it's bad for stakeholders. So Pfizer should try as much as possible to do that and also invest in innovation. Innovation is the trend right now. Innovation, the world is being innovated every day. So Pfizer should take you into that. Enhance sustainability. Set sustainable goals, set achievable goals, environmental impacts, and mitigate risk. So we encourage and we recommend these things for Pfizer to do. In conclusion, Pfizer has demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability in this ever-changing regulatory and market landscape by integrating our strategic recommendation. Also, we know that Pfizer will not only sustain its growth, but they will also achieve new heights in innovation, markets, and leadership, embracing diversification, environmental sustainability, transformation, and responsibility, as well as robust development, which will ensure them to continue to thrive higher and higher. But we know that these strategies will help Pfizer to enhance, their strategies as well as deliver groundbreaking treatments, improve global health and also outcomes, and maintain its reputation as a leader in pharmaceutical industry. We are very sure of that, and we know that based on the analysis we have made so far, based on the recommendations we made so far, we know that Pfizer is going to maintain this trend. They're going to maintain this, and we are very sure that they will keep on doing better. Thank you for your attention. Pfizer's commitment to breakthroughs that change patients' lives remains at the heart of our strategic vision.